So the Harry Potter trailer has been out for about a week, and I have some thoughts that we need to talk about because there's a lot of discourse online about how people feel about the Harry Potter trailer, and I think it is a vocal minority. First off, I'm going to start this video with, if you are calling him Black Snape, get out of my video. You're racist. He is Snape, played by a black actor. If you refer to him as Black Snape, you have no opinion for me because your opinion is moot by the point of calling him Black Snape. He is just Snape. Okay? All right. And to those who are watching this who are not fans of J.K. Rowling, I understand where you stand. And if you do not want to watch this series, that's great. That is on you. I'm going to talk about the series because it is going to be talked about, and I would rather it be talked about someone who is more open-minded than some of the people who are fans of this series who are just going to be very bigoted and racist. And that's really my opinion. One of the things I do have is that people have been asking for trans representation in Harry Potter. In the full cast audiobook, there is a character who is played by a trans woman. And of course, the first thing that comes out of people's mouths is, I can't get behind tranny Madame Pomfrey. So I don't want this series, which kids do love, mind you. Like, I don't want this series to be taken over by people who think like that. The same people who say Black Snape. I don't want this series to be taken over by these people. I want to take the series and make it about what it is that it doesn't matter who you are, what blood runs through your veins. Friendship and love are what matter in the world. Being a good person is what matters at the end of the day. That's it. And if you don't like the first two statements that I put in this video, I'm sorry. This video is not for you. And that leads into the fact that if you didn't like this trailer, then this series is not for you. You can go watch your movies. You can read your books. They're still there. If you don't want to give her money, but you want to stay a part of the fandom, go to yard sales. I'm sure you can find Harry Potter books at yard sales. I'm sure you can find the DVDs at the yard sales. Then you don't have to give anybody your money except for the little old lady who's trying to clean out her garage. Now, if you enjoyed this trailer, let's talk about it. I have plenty of thoughts about it. And to those saying that it's ruining your childhood isn't ruined. If your adulthood is ruining your childhood, then you probably did not have a good childhood to begin with. And nostalgia is not something that you actually want. I'm done. All right, let's talk about the coloring. So a lot of people, of course, probably the more people who just want to hate on this franchise, complain that the coloring was bad, that it's not like the first movie. In most cases, I think you probably just watched the beginning of the trailer, which is supposed to be gray. I think you probably also are really only fans of the first two Christopher Columbus movies, which are very colorful because they're kids' movies that you watched when you were a kid and you still watch now. This series has more of the tone of an HBO series. Like the Muggle world is very colorless. It's very boring. It's a lot of grays and, undersaturated colors. Then when you get into the Wizarding world, I heard people say it's not warm enough. And I'm like, did you see all the fires? Did you see the warm orange light? Do you not understand what warm means? I felt like the coloring was great. It looks very much like how Game of Thrones does when they're in castles. It's a more realistic castle look. Because to me, when I'm listening to Harry Potter, I expect it to be a lot darker because they don't have electricity. All they have is torches and candles lighting the hallways. It's not going to be lit up like the Mall of America, guys. Most corridors don't even have glass in the windows. Because, of course, they need air to cool down the castle because it's a stone castle. It gets hot. The classrooms are warm. The corridors can be warm. There's fireplaces, so it'll be warm even though there's no glass in the windows, but there's fireplaces everywhere. And have you ever been in a room that's just lit by a fireplace? That's kind of what it looked like in the Harry Potter trailer. So it's more realistic. And I think the tone of the series is going to be different. We saw a teaser. It's not even the trailer. We didn't see any magic in that trailer whatsoever because, of course, they're still working on the special effects, but it's going to be more natural. Just look at the picture of the Great Hall where there's a tree as a pillar. They literally are showing that the founders, when they built this castle, they just came in, they found a land. The rumor is that they found the pensive that is in Dumbledore's office. It was just sitting there upon a hill, and that is where they built the castle. So if they just built the castle, they didn't clear the way, there's going to be trees. It's going to be more natural. They literally just resurrected the castle out of the ground, which is cool. I think the fact that they're basically saying that the wizards get their magic from the earth, and it's more of a natural ability that is from the earth, I think is really cool. And when we get into the darker stuff where it's like blood magic, I think it's going to be really dark and cool and creepy. And I keep saying cool. All right. So the HBO CEO had an interview, and we need to talk about this because I think a lot of things are being misconstrued about what he said. Because what they're hearing is there's going to be breaks between series. To them, it means, oh no, they're not going to be filming back-to-back seasons. They're going to wait 2 years, film another season, and then we're going to have it 3 years later. There's going to be breaks between the airing of seasons. I read the interview, and what he said is we are going to have breaks between the airing of the seasons because the special effects take a long time. He has already come out and said that they're only going to have about a month, if that, in between in between Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. So once Philosopher's Stone finishes filming, which it's about to wrap up soon, they're going to have a small break, and then they're going to come back and film Chamber of Secrets. They're probably going to continue to film back to back because they don't want the problem of Stranger Things. But of course, when someone hears there's going to be breaks between seasons, yeah, they're going to have them sitting there ready to go to pull the trigger. And if they're ahead of schedule, they can release sooner. If they're behind schedule, it's not a big deal. It's already recorded. If they need to do pickups or something like that, they can. That's what Disney does with Marvel. I think they're finally done with all of the series that they had filmed. No, actually, they still have Vision Quest. Vision Quest has been done filming for 2 years. So it's okay that they're going to have breaks between seasons. It allows them to release stuff. And you're going to say, well, no, he said he's not doing spinoffs. And this is where people have taken out of context and not read it right. The interviewer asked if he was interested in doing any spinoffs. And he said, right now, we're just focused on getting the original series out. We're not focused on spinoffs right now. It doesn't say that there's not spinoffs in the works. They're trying to get the first season off the ground. They're trying to get the first season out, film the second season. We're not going to have spinoffs in the first 2 seasons, guys. And of course, even if he was, he's not going to tell us oh yeah, no, we got a Marauder series, we got a Founder series, we got a Tom Riddle series, we got all this in the works. No, he's not going to just tell a random interviewer. That's what he's going to tell Paramount to get them to buy it. And by the way, he's the CEO of HBO now and says, hey, we're not focused on spinoffs, but Paramount, who is going to be buying HBO, may be when we get Harry Potter, everybody wants spinoffs. We're going to put spinoffs on spinoffs on spinoffs and make so much money. So yes, he's saying that now, but that doesn't mean anything in 2 years. They also are probably not going to be greenlighting any spinoffs until they see how much money they make back for the season 1. Because if season 1 flops, they may drop season 2 because they're not going to start filming season 3 until season 1 has finished up. And looking at the timing, that's going to be about that same time. Season 2 will be finished filming. Season 1 will have finished releasing, and they can look at the numbers and probably see, that didn't do well. We're just going to cancel it. They get Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. That's it. But if we watch it, if they advertise it well, which I think they are, seeing as in the first couple days, every time I would turn on an HBO series, that trailer would be popped up. They're making sure. Are there going to be spinoffs? Probably. It would be silly for this company that wants to make tons of money to make money. But of course, they're not going to count their chickens before they hatch, because it's a company that wants to make money. And if this series, for some reason, fails, guess what? They're not going to make spinoffs. So of course, they're not going to tell people, hey, we're going to make spinoffs, get people's hopes up, and then get people mad more than they already are. So the final thought that I have is, am I excited? Yes, I am very excited about this series. I think the trailer looked amazing. And I think those of you who are looking at it and probably already commented about this trailer looked like trash. I can't believe you're even talking about it. This series sucks. It's going to be dead on the ground. Who are you kidding? If you've ever been to any of the Universal theme parks, I hate to break it to you, but the busiest part in those parks is the Harry Potter world. The normal person who does not spend all their time on the internet loves Harry Potter. That's a true statement. The normal person who does not spend all their time on the internet loves Harry Potter. If they have HBO, which the normal person does, they are going to watch it. It's going to do well. And that's good for people who like the series and the people who still like the series. Fandoms are toxic. We need to stop gatekeeping. We need to stop saying everything sucks if it's not exactly how we want it. I think since Force Awakens, when the theory bugs got out there and said, this is what we think the next movie is going to be about, we've cracked the code for 2 straight years. And then Last Jedi came out. I don't think Last Jedi is a bad movie. And of course, now we're getting on Star Wars. But I think the reason it was so ill-perceived is because for 2 straight years, we were trying to figure out what this movie was going to be about. And then when it finally came out, it was nothing like what we expected, because Rian Johnson looked at our theories and said, I want to make sure that nobody has guessed it, and tried to subvert that, because we're afraid of being spoiled. We're afraid of spoiler culture. That's why I'm excited about this series. There's nothing to spoil. We know what happens at the end. And if you're following the books more accurately, we're gonna get what we expect. So it's okay to be excited. The worst that's gonna happen is we're going to get another iteration of the Harry Potter series that's still not as good as the books. And guess what? The books will always be there. We have full cast audio editions now that we can listen to. We have Jim Dale. We have Stephen Fry. We have just the freaking solid copy of the books that we can read. They're never going to be ruined. And if you don't like something, you don't have to listen to it. It's not for you. You don't have to watch it. It's not made for you then. If it's not something you like, that's fine. Let other people enjoy it. And that is my soapbox. Those are my thoughts. If you like something, make sure to like it. And speaking of liking, if you've gotten this far in the video and you like my content and you want to hear more about Harry Potter content, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and watch some of my other videos, because I will be putting out Harry Potter content until you guys stop watching it. And even then, I will probably still continue to put Harry Potter content out, because I enjoy this. I enjoy making Harry Potter content. And what makes me feel warm and fuzzy is when you guys also enjoy it. So make sure to like, subscribe. I do have memberships if you would like to support me. I do have merch. This is my hoodie. It's honestly one of my favorite hoodies that I've ever had. It's just a simple black hoodie, but it's comfy. The hood is nice and thick. Like, I love the hood. I work in a cooler, so, you know, having a thick hood keeps my ears warm. I have a beanie. All the merch that I have in there is stuff that I like wearing. So if you want to have merch, I appreciate it. If you want to support me with a membership, I appreciate it. If you just like, subscribe, share the video, watch another video, I appreciate it. I do this for me. And if you enjoy what I do, it makes me happy. So make sure to watch whatever video it suggests. It'll probably be my breakdown of the trailer. And without further ado, stay marvelous and Nox.